Alrighty. What is up, everybody? We're back, Area 51 podcast. We're in an Airbnb right now. This is actually a first for us. Like I said to you before the podcast, we're new to Georgia. So we back in Lexington, we had our own studio, which was a blessing, man. It was really cool to have that, especially like starting up. We were able to have a solid location, but it's fun doing this. And we appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, for sure. Welcome to Atlanta, guys.
Yes, we have Scoobie Da Jeweler here with us. I wanted to talk to you, or I want to start off the podcast. We talked a little bit about it before we started, but I want to hear what's going on right now. What's current for you?
What's going on right now is a shit ton of work, man. I'm working with a lot of NFL players, a lot of SEC college players right now. Since these guys are in fall camp, I prepared early. I knew that some of these guys wanted pieces before the season began. So the whole summer, all I did was just from school ended around May 30th, a little bit into second week of June, and I just started designing all their pieces and keeping them ready.
Yeah.
So that by the time August comes around, I'm already prepared.
Right.
So let me give you a backstory. So last year I did around 200-ish flights, including connections.
Wow.
So I was constantly back to back to back for Christmas season. So I started in November all the way down to, I think June was my first break ever from all of that. So I got 2 to 3.5 weeks off, and I just chilled.
That's
I just
good.
chilled. I did designs. I went to the office for a bit, and then, just prepared. Like everything is, you have to be prepared for your next moment always.
Yeah.
So that's all I did now. And then now it's just deliveries, man.
Full force.
Yeah, full force, 100%.
I want to ask you, so how did you get the connection with all these college athletes? How did you get into the sports avenue?
I'm gonna swear to God on this.
Uh-huh.
Literally, I just followed Gary Vee's method. Just DM every single player as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you need. Like, there was an episode of Gary Vee who was like, just keep DMing people.
Yeah.
And your one shot will come through.
Yeah.
My one shot was, I think I can say his name. It's Darnell Washington gave me my first start from UGA, who's now, I think, with Pittsburgh Steelers.
So how was that your first one? Like, what was the emotions that you were having? Somebody giving you the chance to
honestly, Gary, I just used his method. He was just like, provide a service for free and the rest will follow. Mm-hmm. So I made Darnell Washington his first custom piece that I ever did.
Yeah.
And technically the first custom piece is my wife's ring that I've done, but like that was special. That's special. Yeah, and then like so is his piece that I did for him. But that was like the start of everything for me. Yeah. Like he was the only player that actually responded and said, "Yeah, I'm down."
Yeah.
And so I took it off from there and just kept it real.
When it comes to the athletes, like what is something specific that you bring to them where they like what differs you from other jewelers?
I educate them on everything. Mm-hmm. All right. So a lot of these athletes now are starting to get money, but back then, before before COVID, I think that's when NIL decided to be a thing and people started getting paid.
Right.
All these athletes started getting paid, and I knew that at that time, like a lot of jewelers are going to exploit these guys and like not teach them the education that they need. The education, where I mean by that, and let me dive deeper, is anybody can get a golden diamond piece. Right. Now, some of these athletes are now starting to get money. They have families to look after. They're using their bodies on the line on the field to give us entertainment, right? On every Saturday.
Yeah, they sacrifice.
And so they're essentially, they have to pay for mom and dad, brother, sibling, and their college was educating them on every single option was the key. Because once you educate these guys, once you be 100 with them, like, look, you can get a piece for 10 grand or 15 grand. You can go the alternative route and save a lot more money, and you can bring a lot of like pieces to your collection as you choose to. But at the same time, once you educate them, you gotta let them be. You gotta let them think about it. If they have questions, and I'm available 24/7 to these guys.
Yeah.
So my schedule is like I try to sleep by 10. Worst comes to worst 12. Up by 5:30.
Oh yeah, he's an early bird.
5:30. Yeah. With this move, it's been real ass. So
you're moving.
Yeah.
You're moving houses. How's that? Stressful. I'm sure it's
stressful.
Very stressful.
So I helped my brother-in-law move. So I took his apartment. So we all lived in the same building. So went from the 5th to the 2nd floor. And now we're moving from the 2nd floor to a new home.
Okay.
Yep.
What you kind of told me, but is it, do you feel like life is making you move? Like, is there things that go on in your life that, you know, are pushing you to change things?
Change things in what manner?
Like, you know, I think as people get older, the things that they do in their life, you know, different avenues pop up.
Yeah.
Life kind of pulls you in certain directions sometimes.
Honestly, I'm going to tell you this. When I started the business, when I started Scoobie Da Jeweler, it was morphed off of my eBay business back in 2010. So back then, you know, the economic recession, I don't know how bad that affected your aspect or anybody else's aspect.
I'm a youngin', man.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
You're 20?
So when that happened, man, I was still.
Fuck, really? You're 20?
Yeah.
Bro, you look nothing like 20. Fuck me.
Yeah, dude. There's not a person ever that I asked that and they're like 20. That everybody always says at least like 24, 25.
Like, I'm 28.
Yeah.
I'm 28 and I'm married.
Yeah.
And so, like, when I first started the business back in 2010, like, the economic recession was just really, really bad. I mean, all over the US, people losing their homes, foreclosed, businesses are really, really going like bankrupt and shut down. For example, Kmart, one of the biggest retailers back in the day, shut down, gone. Right. And so for us, like me in the jewelry business and anybody else, you know, business was slow.
Right.
And slow to the point where, like, for my parents' store, it was really slow. It was really, you know, you're not making a sale. Unless if you have your regular customers.
Right. I want to get into that a little bit though.
Yeah.
Because you've taken on a big role. You know, doing something that kind of goes in the family is always something, you know, you have to put a lot of thought into. It's like, do you want to keep in the family, do something that your family has done, or do you want to like go separate ways? How did you really get into like jewelry? Was it like something your dad pushed you into, your family pushed you into, or was it something that you just picked up, like you loved it?
Back in 2010 when I started, I got suspended from school. That's why I started.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to prove myself. So I mean, I didn't not forcefully get suspended. It was, I just made a dumb move when I was a kid. And so in the summers, my dad would take me to the shop and he was like, all right, you're going to learn from the bottom up. And so he never believed in eBay. And I kept telling him because my cousins did eBay.
Right.
And they were making bank off of that.
Well, back then, man, I mean, there was an eBay boom. I'm not too familiar with how jewelry is on eBay, but like in my life, I've done a lot of eBay stuff with like sports cards.
Yeah.
And there was a point where, or eBay was like the first thing that was like, you could buy anything anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how was that for you? Like, what gave you the idea? Because that's a scary thing to get into. You know, shipping expensive things. Yeah. You know, like how did eBay come about for you?
So eBay came about for me where I, you know, during the summers I would work with my cousin who would sell jewelry on eBay, and he still does it till this day. I mean, now he's obviously ventured off into his own online business and whatnot, but I learned from him, and without his guidance, with all the basic knowledge that I learned from my dad, and I took that and I learned more from my cousin, and then I started my own eBay business. And, you know, it was a push from my cousin who was like, yo, you know, go help your dad.
Right.
I don't need as much as help as you think I do. So why don't you start your own eBay business, sell his stuff online? And so I did, and my dad didn't know about it. So I asked mom, I was like, look, I need $200. Let me get a couple of items. Let me put this up on eBay and I'm going to give you the money back.
Yeah. Did it start off with like a lot of like just silver and gold for you?
So my dad never sold gold.
Okay.
It was mostly silver items and like costume jewelry.
Okay.
So which is still whatever the guys sell in the malls now, right? But all those guys like usually come into America's Mart here in downtown, and they just pick them up, and it's like, you know, it's super affordable on a wholesale side and super affordable on the mall side. But I don't know how much they sell on the mall side, but super affordable here in the wholesale side where my father is. And, you know, I just took that, posted up on eBay and started making money.
How'd you get into the diamonds, man? Your stuff is bright. Your stuff is bright, and I love it.
So a lot of my clients, and I'm not going to say who, but a lot of my clients, you know, once I educate them, they pick the alternatives because they understand that diamonds in the future have no value. Yeah. You know, diamonds come in from a mine. Lab diamonds are created from a lab. Yeah. Moissanite created from a lab as well, but it's just a different chemical reaction. Right. Simple as that. I mean, look, a lot of my clients love to save the bag, and a lot of clients that I know who have got to their success and have lost it all. Yeah. They've lost it all just because they made one wrong move.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like you were kind of saying a minute ago, it's the financial literacy.
And I do my best to protect them. Yeah. And I make them realize like, hey, look, you've overspent this much.
It's honest.
I just tell them like, look, take a break.
honesty in the business.
Yep, have to.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because it seems like, dude, I've watched your stuff. I've watched a little bit about you, and it seems like you're just a really genuine person.
Yeah,
and
man,
that goes.
Well, I try to be as much as I can.
Well,
everybody makes mistakes, man.
Everybody makes mistakes, and all you can do is try to be the best person you can be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when somebody makes the decision to do that, that's when a lot changes. Because people have this internal struggle of like, oh, do I make the right decision? Do I not? But when you give yourself that decision, you're like, okay, I'm going to make the right decision by any means. I think a lot changes when you make that decision.
I think in this business, in the jewelry business, ever since like it ever started, it's been like it's been a greed type of situation, right? I don't care for the money coming in. I really don't. I want to make sure my clients are making the best financial decision based on their financial abilities. Right. I teach a lot of my NFL clients, like, look, man, just because you got the bag doesn't mean you got to spend it.
Right.
Because I don't know if you know the process about getting into the NFL. It's basically you get your contract immediately. If you don't have an LLC, you get taxed based on the state you get picked in. Yeah. Right. So once you get taxed, after that, you got agent fees. After that, I don't know if this is all right, but I'm going based off of like what I've seen.
What you've been told.
Yeah. So then you got agent fees. Then you got, you got your luxuries.
It looks like a lot, and then it just...
Yeah. And it goes down. Yeah. Like, you got the house, you got the cars, you got mom's car, you got brother's car, you got your own car, then you got jewelry, then you got, like, all this other stuff, man.
Well, I mean, I think not every athlete is like this, but I think when you become a professional athlete... Yeah. And I'm only speaking off of, like, my own opinion, of course. But, like, I think there is a part of that where, like, you want to fit the part. You know what I mean?
I think following the Joneses is a bunch of bullshit. I really believe that because I've seen a lot of friends, a lot of people I know, personal, not business wise, that like try to follow the Joneses. It doesn't work. Yeah. Like, what the fuck do you get out of it? Yeah. Nothing.
Well, I don't know. I think a lot of people, man, they want to feel involved, and a way to feel involved is having something that, like, that people that are involved have.
But it makes you unhappy.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate because people normally don't realize it until after. Yeah. You know what I mean? They do all the hard work, and then they're like, oh, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. And
it's so sad.
Yeah. It's so very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I tell my athletes, like, look, do not follow anybody else. Just do what you want to do to make yourself happy. Yeah. And then regardless of what it is, like, you want to buy jewelry alternatively, you want to buy a car, you want to do it. Yeah. Just do what makes you feel happy. Just don't follow any other person from your left or right.
Stay true to yourself.
That's it. Nobody cares, right? If you're happy, I'm happy. That's it. That's all I try to teach them.
I have a question for you, and I don't know, like, sometimes that there's different emotions, or there's different answers to this question. Yeah. Are you a fan of lab diamonds? Like, because some people are like, oh, it's not a real diamond if it didn't come from the earth, blah, blah, all this and that. What is your opinion being a jeweler?
My wife has a lab diamond ring. She has a natural one, which we're about to sell. Yeah. She has a lab diamond. She has the moissanite. She has all of it. It doesn't matter. It shines the same. Yeah. Right? So for example, right, let's just take a 2-carat oval, right? In the market right now, it's $19,000. And if you go lab, it's like $5,000 to $6,000 all completed. Oh, wow. For a ring. Yeah. So just your center stone for a natural diamond is $19 versus a lab fully completed is $5,000 to $6,000.
Wow, the difference is that big.
It's huge. Wow. So like that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of jewelers that I see, like, some will present lab diamonds and some won't, and I'm like royally confused as to why pressure a client into buying real diamonds.
Well, do you think there's a lot of pushback, like, from jewelers themselves? Like, I don't want to say ego or anything like that, but like wanting to be real. Like, they're like, oh, I won't sell fake diamonds. Or like, do you think there's pushback in the industry of, like?
I mean, look, whatever I've seen is like the big guys that I look up to is like, like, my biggest idol right now is, everybody thinks he's crazy, but Trax.
Dude, I love him.
Trax does it right because even though he's on his Instagram, it's like a little obnoxious, a little crazy, funny as fuck for me.
It's very funny.
Right?
I love it.
And I think he presents it right because he has the tools. Like, for example, if you've seen his post, like, he has that machine, the Sherlock Holmes machine. It's the yellow and black box. Like, it's worth it.
Sherlock, explain a little bit.
Okay, so the Sherlock Holmes is where it's supposed to test the difference between real diamonds and lab diamonds, right? So it'll show you what it is. Mm-hmm. So it'll show you the honesty of your jeweler, basically. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. And so that
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of different machines, like the on diamond, like square box. It's huge. It's like big as this fucking table.
Yeah.
Like you put that in there and it'll scan everything. And then you have the GIA ID 100, which is a laser that points to every single diamond in your pendant. So all these machines are useful. Why? Because let's just say you bought a pendant from, I don't know, a local jeweler back in Kentucky, right? Since you're from Kentucky. And you bring it to me, right? And you're saying that your jeweler said it's real diamonds.
Right, exactly.
I'm going to be like, all right, let's test this for free. Some people actually charge for testing, which is a gimmick, which makes no sense, right? You spent $9,000, just do it for free. It's fine. It's tax deducted. So just if you're testing it, you'll know the integrity of that person testing it.
Right.
Right? Because you'll see it on the machine. Machine don't lie.
Yeah. It can't.
It really can't. And so like you need to understand that these machines, these people, like Trax does it right. And like I think he's doing it and setting a standard for everybody in the jewelry business. Yeah. And he does educational stuff. Even though his post is wild, but it's like it's educational. Yeah. He's doing it right.
Well, he is one of the people in the industry that cares about authenticity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think 9 times out of 10 people can make the distinction. Sometimes you can't, unfortunately, but 9 times out of 10 I think people can make the distinction between somebody that's authentic and somebody that's trying to just gain a false you get where I'm going, right? But no, I wanted to go back a little bit.
Sure.
Go back just a little bit. Mm-hmm. So you start off on eBay, right?
Yeah.
And then you're working with your family.
Yep.
Very early on.
Yep.
What was your first role? I know you started with eBay, you helped your family get into that.
Yep.
Were you ever like, and especially now as well, are you designing the jewelry? Are you using your hands, putting the stones in? Like what is your exact role when it comes to?
So my exact role now is, since I have a team in India, China, Singapore, I use all my team. They do it. It's easier. I know I've tried to make everything made in America, but it's super expensive and it doesn't bring it into the price point now. Yeah. So I try to do it in the best way possible, where it's like, okay, speed, quality, efficiency. So that's all done overseas. Right. So that there's no other way. Like,
so you're kind of just designing the pieces, working with the person individually.
Sketch them out on my sketchbook as much as I can to the best of my ability. And then I have my team do it. Because I used to be IT before I got into jewelry. Yeah,
I'm curious about that, because so you start off as a young man.
Yeah,
you're getting into jewelry. What actually like kind of deterred you for a moment, just for a little moment? Like why didn't you go full force at a younger age? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So come from an immigrant family, and so basically your set standard is, okay, you can do your side hustle now. You got to go to college, go get a degree.
Right. You got to do something serious.
And then get your job, and then after that you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
And so what I did was, eBay was going well during that time, so I saved all that money, gave it all to my parents, and then it paid for my college, since I had Hope Scholarship here in Georgia, so it paid for a lot of my tuition, and went to University of Georgia, graduated, got my first corporate job, did it for a year and a half before COVID hit, and then did it for a little bit during COVID, and then I said, fuck it, I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
What was the exact moment? Like, was there a specific moment
when my boss was an asshole?
You were like, I'm not working for this guy.
Well,
I'm not working for anybody.
I faced a lot of hell with that guy, but it's like the company was great. Their effort was awesome. It's just the people working was just not where it was. It's just my boss was really hard on me, even though I moved to Canada for about 2 to 3 months.
Canada?
Yeah, Montreal.
How was that?
It's cold as shit. Like, yeah, it's cold as shit. So it's like, you got to help out there. You got to do a lot of things code wise, and everything would just break code wise. So it'd be like,
what even got you into IT? Like
it was just the easiest degree I could get.
Yeah.
To be honest, it was like everybody was getting into MIS, Management Information Systems, at Georgia, and so like I did it. And I mean, it was hard, but I got it done. Yeah. Got my job. It was great. But I mean, overall, I think there's a lot of people in that company that are doing great. There's a lot of people in that company that need a change of perspective. But overall, I think during COVID, when everything was just at home.
Oh, wow, dude. COVID
IT at home was the worst shit in the world.
I can imagine.
Because like, how do you talk to your code guy and like explain this shit to him without being there.
Right. It definitely creates a barrier.
It was a huge barrier, and then it was just constantly repetitive over and over again with the issues. And I was like, you know what? I just, as soon as work ended, went up to my dad. I was like, Dad, I'm done. He goes, okay, you're getting back to the family business. I was like, yep. And
what was the first thing you did?
First thing I did?
What was the first action you did when
I
you
looked at my bank account.
You looked at your bank account?
I was like, okay, let's see how much money I saved. I had like 80 grand saved. Mm-hmm. And so I was listening to YouTube with Grant Cardone and stuff. Mm-hmm. So learning real estate. So I took my 80 grand. I emptied out my account and got my first duplex.
Okay.
So that way my parents don't have to pay for my credit card bills.
Right.
So I was making, at that time when I put 80 grand down, interest rates were really low. So I was making like $1,200 profit after mortgage.
Okay.
Yeah. That's managing it all by myself.
Yeah.
And then,
so that gave you a little cushion for your bills, mm-hmm. you know, to kind of give yourself that space to go back into jewelry.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I got into, like, my dad said take 2 to 3 weeks off. I took 3 days off, and I was like, fuck it, I got to go back. And so I learned everything from the bottom up. And again. Yeah. And then I listened to Gary Vee episode 1 to 100.
Gary Vee is
That's
man.
It. That's all I needed. Yeah. I did 1 to 100.
And it was enough.
And that was enough. Yeah. I haven't watched it. It in 3 years.
Wow. Yeah. I'm sure it'll be nostalgic whenever you go back and watch.
No, I don't want to watch that shit ever again, bro.
Why was it like?
It's just so long. So long. Each episode I think was like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I think back when he first started it was 25 minutes, but the struggle is real.
But I mean, you seem like a really hungry person, so like I can imagine that it wasn't too bad.
You know, I mean, it was driven. Daunting. It was a little bit daunting because, like, you know, putting 81 grand into a fucking duplex and emptying out your account and slowly seeing that money come in. Yeah. It was really tough at that time. And then back then on eBay was wholesale jewelry ATL, which moved into Jewelry Express ATL, and then it transitioned into Scoobie Da Jeweler.
What was that like?
So like these are username changes. So I was changing based on the market conditions.
Ah, okay.
So like you got your first little baby eBay store, and then it's grown a lot. All right, change the name and rebranded into Jewelry Express because it's more cleaner, and then moved on to Instagram. And
why did you take that personal? Like, because when you have a business on eBay and like you said, you're growing, so you're trying to look more clean.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to go the personal route? Because I mean, that's a big step from changing from business route to kind of being like, okay, I'm just going to be the face and I'm going to be the communicator.
How many jewelers do you know that get on a plane at a last minute notice? Not a lot.
Very fair point.
Very, very few.
Yeah.
Not a lot of jewelers that I know get on a plane. And I do that. I've actually been on a plane on my birthday, celebrated my birthday on a plane.
Yeah.
Because I had to.
I respect that so much.
I had to get the shit done.
Yeah.
I had to get the work done. I skipped every event. I think I almost skipped Christmas.
You put in the work required.
There's no choice.
Yeah.
Look, in this world, the economy can go to shit. You can die tomorrow. You can do whatever the fuck it does to like screw up your business. Right. But for me, I have to sacrifice everything and anything I have because the job's not finished.
Yeah.
And I learned that from Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant, because if your job's not finished, then what the fuck is the meaning of your life?
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I'm curious. You say job's not finished. What is job finished to you?
Never being satisfied, bro.
Satisfied.
The job doesn't finish.
So okay, let me ask you this. I'm sure there's still a little bit of real estate.
Yeah.
Jewelry.
Well,
is there any other avenues that you kind of
I expanded real estate. I started from 2 units. Now I'm up to 14. Now I'm about to buy 7 more.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
bro.
it's like a couple big ones that I did was to help my dad out. And so like I helped him move his money around and helped him get into like a 10 unit. So he's just like, this is your portfolio. You did the work.
Yeah.
So even though like he reaps the benefits, it's like, okay, at least I did the work and I can count it.
Yeah.
Right. So
well, I mean, I think when anybody has the opportunity to change their parents' life, it's such a unfortunately I haven't had that opportunity yet.
Yeah.
But
you'll get there, bro. Trust me.
But I think once you're able to do that, it changes your life.
Yo, Pops used to get into work at like 9 a.m. Now he gets in at 11. There's a fucking problem. There's a fucking problem, bro.
Does he ever like bust your balls about it? Is he like, does he ever have any like funny comments about it?
What with
like you helping him? Like,
no.
cause like I feel like
my dad's stoic as fuck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's just like, all right, I'm coming in at 11. Yeah, see you later. Yeah. Like, all right, cool.
Is he still really hands on in the jewelry?
100%.
That's cool.
He's still grinding, man. He stops at I think 10 at night. Stops at 10 at night.
Well, I think a lot of people, and this is unfortunate, it kind of just goes like to the hunger and who you are as an individual. But a lot of people, once they make it, or once they, you know, they make some money, they're like, okay, I'm satisfied. And it's so unfortunate.
Disease.
Yes, I know.
It's the biggest disease.
I know. People get so like, I guess the word's complacent.
Yeah.
Like once they hit a certain point, they're like, oh, okay, this is good.
Yeah.
This is good.
Nah.
And you know, they don't.
When I took my first 3-week break, man, honest to God,
it hurts you, didn't it?
No, well, for 2 days I needed it.
Yeah.
I swear to God, your body can only handle so many flights.
Yeah. Well, I think your brain, not only your body, your brain, man. I mean, it's so important to be able to stay
Your phone
organized.
is a poison. I'm letting you know.
Yeah.
Like if you have a business on your phone, and I learned this from a great mentor of mine, Jason Bussey. I swear to God, this guy has literally kept me on my sane level, because like my phone, like I have so many DMs, so many messages, so many calls in the morning. I'm not saying that to be ego or anything.
Yeah.
It's just realistic. Some days in the morning, I don't want to look at my phone.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
It's so bad. And like, I'm wearing an Apple Watch now, but it's like half the time this shit's on silent.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm just like, just for everyone out there, take a break from your phone.
Yeah.
Seriously, detox.
Let me ask you this. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't control it, it can control you.
Yeah, 100%.
It can control you 100%. And I think in the past few years, people are starting to make that distinction, though.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that are understanding that, you know, technology and devices can control you rather than them just being fun. You know what I mean? Because at first, man, when technology started coming out, like, even though I'm a young guy, I still remember that, like with the smartphones and stuff like that, you know. At first, it was just fun. It was cool. It was the new thing, you know. It's like, oh, what is this? I can swipe, I can touch the screen, you know, all that, and it was just new and fun. And then it's turned into this thing now where it's like an extension of your body. Yeah. Because people don't ever drop it. And I'll be honest with you, there's times where, man, like, you know, you're like, where's my phone? Like, or, you know, you get a little.
When I'm on a plane, the best thing is when I have no service, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I literally just Netflix, now it's Prime Video with watching Bosch. Yeah. That's all I do, man. It's just when I don't have to read a message, like just for like an hour, 2 hours, because like I set up my day where it's like, okay, I know where I have to deliver. I know who I have to meet. I know what is left in their balance. Yeah. Like if I have all that written down the night before. So when I wake up, I get to the airport. It's like 5 minutes through security because of like TSA pre and clear. Because I had to pay for that because I hated waiting in line.
Who do you fly with?
Literally, you're gonna laugh. 9 out of 10 times it's either Spirit or Frontier.
Dude, I bet your points are crazy.
No, I actually burn them all.
Oh, just to reuse them.
Well, to reuse them because it's one of those situations where it's like I have a United like black reserve card. And so it gives you 100,000 points. So I needed to get to Eugene, Oregon. And so I burned like 50,000 points just getting there. Because it's either you pay $900 or you burn your points. Right. So for the longer leg trips that I have to do, I'll use my points. Yeah. But I don't need to fly first class or any of that. Just throw me on a fucking plane.
I'm curious. You mentioned this in another one of your podcasts. Yeah. You're okay with taking the hit financially. You're okay with like being minimalistic, and I want to talk to you a little bit more about that in just a moment. But like, why do you take that approach? Because
financially, in what sense?
Like you're okay with losing a little bit of money to satisfy people, or you know, to work with people.
Why not? But here's this: like a lot of people, can afford it, and a lot of people can't afford it. Right? Let's just say I make you a piece for 2x2. You want it in silver and lab diamonds, right? Yeah. It's gonna cost you about what? On average, I'm going to just guess for a square block, about $4,000. Right. Let's say you only have $3,000. I'm willing to take that cut, even though I'm going to make what, 15, 20%, 30% less. Yeah. I'll make a little, but your smile on my face matters to me more than anybody, anything.
That's respectable, bro.
That, like the dollar amount, look, money comes, money goes. Yeah. The only thing you need to worry about is how you treat your clients. If I treated you, let's just say like I gave you the piece and a year later you come back to me and say, hey, I need a polish, I need a stone fix or whatever. A polish is like what, $25? A stone replacement's like $10, $15.
But on a $4,000 piece, man,
But on a $4,000 piece, that's fine. I'll do it for free for one time. But after that, you know, I will charge my regular amount. But at the same time, is you pick up the phone, you still be respectful to each and every single client, period. Without a doubt. You don't just brush them off, go to the next. No.
Well, I think it's so important. And I mean, we've been doing this for 2 years, just to throw a little spin for us in there. Like, keeping in touch with people, keeping rapport with your relationships, I think is such an important thing, because like nowadays, bro, it's, and I continue to bring this up just because it's such a big, I don't want to say issue, but it's such a big thing. Like, everything is so fast paced. Dude, it's so fast paced. And then like when you have these connections and you can kind of slow down, it means so much more. It means so much more. And I think it's so much more valuable when people are able to do that.
When all these football guys were in fall camp, I texted each one of them. I was like, yo, I hope you're killing it at camp, and I hope the heat isn't killing you.
Yeah.
So I just copy paste and messaged that to everyone as much as I could, because they're giving us the entertainment on Saturdays and Sundays and Thursdays. It's just, I want to make sure that every client of mine, even if they're not a client, even if they haven't bought from me, still do it. It's worth it. Why? Because they know that a person cares at the end of that app.
Right. I have a question. We'll kind of transition here a little bit. What do you have any jewelry pieces yourself? Do you dabble? Do you dabble? I want to know.
I
love that laugh. That laugh was awesome. That was awesome.
So for my wedding, one of the songs was "Grills" by Nelly. So I asked my wife, I was like, hey, I'm making myself a grill. So I have a grill. I have a top 8 VVS grills for myself.
If you'll show me a picture, I want to see you in the grill.
I gotta find this shit. Let's see.
Did you have fun making that for yourself, or was it kind of
my dad made it, actually?
That's cool.
He just got it done. I told him, here, go to these 3 people, get it done.
Fuck. You wearing some Hokas?
Yeah, man.
You like Hoka?
I got into running, and then these are really good going through airport terminals. It's like when you have to catch a flight, you have to run. Yeah. These are way better than Nikes. I'm telling you, Nikes got nothing on Hokas.
No, I've heard a lot of good things about Hoka.
Fuck, man. I got to find this picture because it's really dope.
I'm sure. The jeweler iced out. You know what I mean?
Damn.
We can find it after.
We can find it.
Yeah. No, I just want to see your smile. The jeweler happy that he's got his jewelry on.
Yeah. I mean, wearing grills hurts because, like, you get your molding, your casting, it has to be clicking on tight. Yeah. So it really hurts. So for about 2 hours, I couldn't feel the top side of my.
Oh, it's like went numb.
Oh man, it went numb. But I mean, a lot of my clients wear them. They love them. Yeah. Me personally, I can't. I do have a tennis chain for myself. I have a tennis bracelet, and I only wear that on special occasions, like if I'm going to an event, just a classy look. And then I have a giant watch collection.
Oh, yeah. I like watches.
Yeah.
What's your favorite watch
right now?
What's your even if it's not yours, like what's your favorite watches?
Well, my favorite watch right now is my blue limited edition Cartier Santos, and that was my wedding watch. And then
it's special.
Yeah. And then I love my Rolex. This is the first Rolex I bought brand new from Rolex here in Atlanta. It's a 126-300 white dial, clean oyster band, and that's like my creme de la creme.
Yeah.
That's like the best one.
Are you a fan of bust down watches, or do you like plain Jane?
I love plain Jane.
Yeah, me too.
For me, it's for anyone listening, icing out your watch does not make sense anymore.
Oh no.
You're buying a watch.
Well, it's for show.
But why spend $40,000?
And at the end of the day, doesn't it end up tarnishing the value of it?
Yeah. So
Long
like
term?
if you look, iced out Cartiers, right? My Cartier and a regular Cartier costs around $600-$700 from like the boutique itself, right? If you're gonna put diamonds on them, you gotta account for on average about 26 carats of diamonds. 26 carats of diamonds. At market values, $850 a carat. You're looking at $16,000 just for your stones. Right. And then setting them, setting on a stainless steel band. So much. Like it's not worth it. Honestly, anybody trying to get a watch, just go plain Jane collector. Have a clean collection.
Well, I think it's just more classy too.
It's classier.
It's
way classier. I would honestly the only diamond watch that I would get in this current market would be a factory diamond Rolex.
Yes, like with the where it's just the dial.
Yeah, because they do it right.
I am a fan of that. I am a fan of that. I think, and this is kind of one thing I like to live by. I think if something can be simple and badass, it means more than something trying super hard to look badass, because it's like, you know what I mean? If it's not trying that hard to be badass, it's just like, it adds that like kind of
it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just look, a lot of my clients love the ice out watches. I'm not saying don't get them, get them, but please be careful. You can't be as reckless with it as like a plain Jane.
Yeah.
But yeah, my watch collection, I love it. I try to save as much as I can. Whatever dollar I get from a client, I try to respect it and save it as much as I can.
Yeah.
And everybody deserves to like spend a little, have the fruits of your labor, but I try to make sure that I look forward to the next thing that I want. Not like materialistically, like how to make my money grow.
You seem like an experienced person.
No,
I'm
learning on the fly, bro.
Learning on the fly.
Swear to God.
Oh no, I mean experienced person. Like you care more about experience than buying shit.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like for me, like jewelry is a dream for me because I wanted to be involved with athletes. Real estate's my passion.
Yeah.
So I do both at the same time. It's really tough.
That's actually, so we'll kind of transition again into the next question. How do you stay organized? Because everybody's kind of got their tips, tricks, like, or is it kind of just on the fly?
Honestly, back before I had a property manager, everything was chaos.
Chaos, yeah.
Everything was chaos. Like shit would break and I would have to go get it fixed, get the warranty company to get out. And when I bought the 10 units for my dad, I had to get a property manager because like that was like 115 miles away from Atlanta. So I was like, you know what, a property manager is worth it. And so shout out to my property manager. Like Karen did it well.
Help you a lot.
Oh yeah, she got that area so situated to the point where I haven't gone back in a year. Yeah.
Oh,
so and then she took over my first one, so I haven't even touched going to that other property either.
Props.
So like property management was the biggest organization factor for me. Jewelry, I'm still learning how to organize. Like
well, I mean, I think somebody, kind of back to what we talked about a minute ago. I think when you're so passionate about something, normally people enjoy learning about it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like it's a constantly evolving thing because things are always changing. Things are always, evolving and it's good to learn. Yeah. It's so important to learn.
Yep.
I think when people, they're like, oh, again, kind of reiterating what we said a minute ago. It's like, once you hit a point, you should not ever get like stagnant, comfortable. You know what I mean? Because
this life isn't for being comfortable.
No.
Like you take your breaks when you need to take your breaks, but you better get back the fuck up at 4:00 in the morning when you get back. Because like any vacation that I've taken, and it's like very few, which is to Europe, my honeymoons. Like we had part 1 and we had a part 2. Yeah. And so, which was a year's space from each other. And so, like after we got back and like recovered from like the jet lag, I was right back at it, man. Yeah. Like I did not stop. Like after I got back from Italy and London, I think I was on a plane to Michigan like 4 or 5 days after. Yeah. So like 3 days recovery. The 4th day I was on a plane to Michigan and back in 1 day.
Hell yeah. Dude, I admire that so much. I love when people work hard. Yeah. It's such a respectable thing. Cause I mean, a lot of the times people can't make the hard decision. I talk with him about this all the time. I think when you tell yourself that I'm going to do these hard things because every hard decision for the most part always ends up making things easier in the future. And it's such an important thing to do is go through the hard part now. Right.
Like what I do for what I like any investment or anything that I'm doing now, I consciously dream. Like whenever I'm driving to work, no music. I just dream like, okay, when I do this, when is a positive word. If you say it's like you're
leaving it open. You're leaving it open. Yeah.
So when I do this is how it's gonna work. And I would dream about it, consciously dreaming while I'm driving. And so like I zone into that, and every time I've done that, I've able to accomplish a lot of my things. And look, for me now, it's just like, how, like I said this to a friend today. Yeah. My best friend today, I was like, look, Nike's slogan is just do it. But if you don't do it, how will you know what's out there?
Right.
So you got to dabble in. So just let it fucking rip, man.
You got to experience shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Have you guys watched The Bear, that Hulu show with that chef?
No? I know I haven't. Dude,
All
I'm
right.
going to be honest with you. Recently, I can't even watch anything, bro. I am so busy. It's like I can't. The only entertainment I get is like I'm big into the UFC. I'm big
Fucking
into
love the UFC, bro.
dude, Sean O'Malley. Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
What a king!
So happy for him, bro.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
But if you ever get time, watch that show, The Bear. It's like worth it. But I learned, like, they always say, like, the slogan "Let it rip," and it's actually true. Like, if you're
go for it,
just fucking go for it.
Yeah.
Like, let it rip. Just go do it. Even if you fail, failing's a figment, right? It doesn't mean anything. Kobe Bryant said this: failure is a figment. It doesn't have anything. It doesn't have emotions. Nothing's tied behind it, right? It's not tangible. It's intangible. And so
learn from mistakes too.
Every failure is a win because you learn the next strategy. That's it. Yeah. Every failure is a win because you learn the next strategy. Because once you know what didn't work, you know what will work.
Right.
You go back to the drawing board.
Well, I think some people, man, I think a lot of people unfortunately get discouraged. You shouldn't. 100%. I agree with you. But it's like, it's one of those things. A lot of people fail at something and they're like, oh shit, why did I try? And that's not the way. I think it's all of the, like, chasing the dream, you know, pursuing something. It's all a mindset thing. I mean, if you can't sit there and tell yourself, hey, I'm going to do this by any means necessary, you know, it's a win, not if. Yeah. And if you can't do that, I think that's what ends up hurting a lot of people.
See, my advice to whoever's trying to do something, who's like got discouraged, is look, cry it out.
Yeah.
Cry it out for the day. Sulk, do whatever you want, but you better wipe them tears in the tomorrow morning. Get back to the drawing board. And you better get at it. Keep going. Fail forward. Yeah. Keep going. Like, it doesn't matter how many times you try. It does not matter. Yeah. Like J.K. Rowling, right? Harry Potter rejected like 100 times or something. Are you
serious?
Yeah.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah. And then the last one, she got it happen.
And look at what that franchise did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, you just keep fucking going. Like, I think where people get discouraged is at what other people's going to say about them.
Which is bullshit.
Which here's this. Yes, it's bullshit, but here's where the deeper perspective is because everybody's so connected to social media. Even if you fuck up, what's going to happen? Right? You fuck up, you learn. You keep going, right? It doesn't matter what the next person or your friend or your mom or your dad or your cousins tell you. You just keep going. Why?
You can always bounce back.
Look, I struggle, right? I'm making a decision right now for an investment, which I need to understand if this is worth it or not.
Yeah.
Right. I got to look at all the cap rates, logistics, interest rates, profit, non-profit, where the expenses are. Like, it's daunting.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, some people think I'm like superhuman because I go on a fucking plane and do all this shit. But dude, I'm telling you, it's the most. It hurts your body, hurts your mind, but I do it because I like seeing the smile on my client's face.
Yeah.
And so what I'm trying to tell you is, with the whole scheme of things, stop looking at other people. No. It doesn't make sense. Just, if you fail, cry it out. Don't tell anybody about it. Do it again. No. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
I want to ask you, how long have you kind of been on, or let me rephrase that. What is next for you in jewelry? Like, is there something that, you know, you want to change yourself? Is there some new things that you want to implement into your business? Like, what's next for you in the jewelry space? Because, I mean, dude, you've got years of experience. You know, like I said earlier, things are always evolving. What is something that you can kind of maybe foresee in your future when it comes to jewelry?
Honestly, jewelry is so changing every day that, like, I think the space for jewelry has gotten like kind of. It's gotten like a lot of people are getting into it.
Right.
But I mean, the competition's there. Honestly, I think it's how you deliver your service. Yeah.
How do you separate yourself
from?
I mean,
I hand deliver as much as I can.
Competition, dude.
Competition is a fuck ton.
Dude, jewelry is like, bro, I can't even tell you how many times every day I'll get on my phone, whether it's Instagram, whether it's whatever the case may be, there's always something to do with jewelry. Mm-hmm. Always.
So there's a lot of artists out there, and I'm not gonna say like, I'm gonna say that they're all great.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not gonna. I don't want to bad anyone, but it's like the New York artists are fucking amazing. Yeah. I'll tell you that.
The Diamond District is in New York, right?
Yeah. 47.
Yeah. So have you ever been there?
Yeah. I go there. But like, I only go to New York just to just to chill.
Oh, just have fun.
Like me and my wife want to go to New York, and
enjoy
we
your time.
went for a wedding last year for her cousin, and it's like we enjoyed our time, but we didn't do much for business. It was just go past 47th. Oh, this is great. You see this on TikTok and move on.
I saw you say on your YouTube that you don't really do a storefront because it helps with expenses. Mm-hmm. Do you think there will be a time where you choose it or you decide to do a storefront? Never. With your dad having a storefront for a while, mm-hmm. why not? Or is that from experience?
My dad has his set in ways. Like, that's the immigrant mentality, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you got to have a store. You got to do this. He has a set, like, client base that he wants to keep, and he keeps his store. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for me, I work out of his back office. So whatever support he needs, like, in store, financially, whatever decisions we need to make for our investments together, I'm there, right? So for me, it's like, I don't need a store because I only need the office to store my stuff.
That, and with you delivering pieces, it's kind of like, and you can go anywhere.
Me, all of my clients know, and whoever doesn't know, is that trying to get on a plane and delivering these pieces really does, it's painful for me. Like, my back hurts, and I'm not saying to complain, but it's like, for people who want to know my experience, is
200 flights in a year, bro.
With connections. So it's not like direct flights, it's just with connections, and it's hard. My back hurts. I'm tired. Sometimes I don't even get sleep, and if I get sleep, I'll just pass out on the plane, and I'll just I'll get woken up by a flight attendant, like, hey, like, everybody is left.
You gotta get up. Yeah,
you need to get up.
It's time to go.
It's my clients need to know, and everybody else who wants to know, is it is hard. Yeah. Nothing is easy when it comes to, like, delivering these pieces, and I take a lot of sacrifice in my personal life.
Well, it seems like you take a lot of pride in that. That's how you do your business.
I take a lot of pride in doing what I do, but what people don't see is, like, I take a sacrifice on my personal life with friends and family. Sometimes I don't even show up to some events that I need to.
Well, dude, you're still young. I'm young, but you're like, dude, you're still very young. I think one thing for me that like I've got set in stone in my head is, like, I use my body while I got it, man.
Yeah.
Like, 16-hour days, dude, that's not for the faint-hearted. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
not at all.
I think it's so important for young people to understand that this dynamic of, like, partying all the time, having fun at a young age. Don't get me wrong. Like, enjoy your childhood. I definitely don't want to tell people not to enjoy their life.
Yeah.
But there's definitely this moment when you're trying to pursue something that you have to sacrifice and a lot of people's leisure is spent differently, but you have to sacrifice these times and work hard while you can, because then it, like I said earlier in the podcast, it helps your future. And people, like I said earlier, making the hard decision is a hard thing to do, but once you can do that, it's almost like a no-brainer, and I think it's so important.
Sacrifice who you are for what you want to become.
Yeah,
that's it. And I did that, and I still continue to do a little bit of it now that, like, I'm not saying that I've gotten comfortable. I've gotten to the point where, like, okay, for right now, my order loads is about like 40 to 60 orders, right? And
God, I bet that can get confusing sometimes.
I have fucked up like 2 clients' orders once, and it's not great, but luckily both clients who have the same initials but different font.
Oh wow!
But they had different sizes. So, like, when I told both of them, they just started laughing. They were like, "Dude, we get it. It's all good."
Did they end up keeping them? Or
no, I remelted them and remade them again. Yeah. Even that's where I took the L, right? Yeah. Like, it's my mistake. I got to take accountability, and that's one of the things as an entrepreneur, podcaster, or any of the jobs you guys do, right? Yeah. You got to take accountability. 100%. Whatever you do, you make a mistake or your team makes a mistake, and you're the leader. You got to take the fucking accountability.
Right.
That's it. At that point, I mean, I took accountability, but, like, with the amount of orders I get, thank God, and it's a blessing.
That's the only problems you've had.
Yeah. So it's like, and sometimes, like, when I need to spend time with my wife, she'll hop in the car for, like, a long 6-hour drive delivery.
Yeah.
So, like, we've done countless numbers of drives to Gainesville, Florida, and back in one day.
You've been to Kentucky a few times, haven't you?
I went to Kentucky once, and that was for Dane Key for his piece at University of Kentucky.
I saw that you worked.
And that was a last minute thing. Like, I didn't sleep the whole night. I had his piece ready to go. I forgot his cleaning cloth at the shop. So I had
I
a flight.
hate forgetting stuff, bro. It's the worst feeling ever.
The flight was at 8. I woke up at 4. I got in a 3-mile run. And by 6 o'clock, I got out. My wife dropped me to the airport. So I got lucky. I went upstairs, got the cleaning cloth, came back downstairs, and got onto the flight. Luckily, I was on time.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things, like, you have so much going on in your head, like, you know, you're bound to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. Like,
not at all.
My thing is that either I write it down on my phone, which is typically not the best thing, or in my backpack, I have like a legal pad. So I write down all my tasks, whatever I have to get done.
I think I utilize that a lot. I have notepads and I write a lot. And I think it's such a powerful tool, man. And I think people need to do it more. I think we've lost a lot of our old ways that benefit people.
For sure.
For whatever reason, you know, there's so many reasons why, but like, I don't think that everything has to change.
I think like writing is like the best form of detoxing your brain.
That and dude, I'm sure. Have you always kind of done that? Like, are you a fan of writing in books and keeping notes?
So like, I try to journal my head, right? And it's really hard sometimes because, like, you know, with designs and like trying to get everybody together, it's like 12 o'clock at night sometimes. Yeah. So I'm tired and I skip it. And so, but one of the things that I have started to do, and after this move, which will set my schedule, is like start journaling my mind. Because once I journal my mind, I've done it a couple times and it's worked, but like the consistency wasn't there. So like now I'm trying to get that consistency there. But whenever I've done it, like for 2 weeks straight, it was like, you're good.
It was good. It's so beautiful to me. I've got some stuff I wrote years ago.
Yeah.
And dude, it's so beautiful going back and reading it.
Yeah.
Like it gives you that moment of like, okay, this is where I was at this moment.
Right.
Like it's almost, a picture is like, what's that saying? It's like a picture is 1,000 words or something like that, but it's still different.
Yeah.
Like being able to go back and read your emotions or read, like, even if it's something simple as like, you know, your time schedule.
Yeah.
Like you can go back a few years later and be like, okay, this day I did this, that, and the other. And I think that's so cool because it kind of just brings you back to your.
I know a couple of people online who journal at 9 and journal in the morning and then go back at 9 and see what they did from the morning. And it's like, okay, that's fucking efficient.
Right.
Like you take 15 minutes out both times, you'll be straight. Yeah. And that's efficient. So I like that. And like going back to what you just said, like writing down and going back, my mother found a sticky note I put on my mirror when I used to live with them before I got married. Yeah. And I was first starting off my business. It was July 11th, 2020. I will be the best fucking jeweler in the world. Yeah. And so she was cleaning up the room because like I'm not there. And so she was just cleaning up, just trying to make sure everything's good. And she kept it. She goes, "Oh, I found your sticker." Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, I know. It was on the mirror." She goes, I kept it right there. Like she was just like, you accomplished all of what you wanted to do.
Bro, that stuff like
she thinks I'm the best, but like I still have work to do.
Well, dude, I think stuff like that, bro, like, dude, like I said, I've got books, man, that there's some of my most valuable possessions. Yeah. Like stuff like that, I would never sell. Like I literally would never sell.
You're 20 years old, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're calling me young, you're way younger than I am, bro.
Oh, well, like, yeah, dude, I'm very aware.
But
like, I'm a child. Like,
here's where the difference is between what I've seen 20-year-olds that I know and when I was a 20-year-old versus you. Your potential is a lot higher because you're actually. What is it today?
Dude, I don't
Monday,
even know what day it is.
Right? It's fucking Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Monday.
Monday the 21st. All right. You're hustling. While when I was 20, I was getting hammered. Yeah. You're hustling hard.
Bro, I worked 9.5 hours this morning. Like,
what do you work?
Well, I do some restaurant stuff right now just because like us moving here. Yeah.
It's all teamwork. Everybody does everything. Dude. What do you gotta do?
I appreciate these guys so much.
Yeah.
I do my best to stay thankful, stay humble. Yeah. Me and him have a saying, humble beast. Humble Beast.
You know, I have a client named Humble Beast.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God.
That's cool.
Like his Instagram name is Humble Beast. His real name is Warren. I think it's Warren Beast or Warren Humble, but it's like Humble Beast.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's
and
cool.
So that's what reminded me of. My bad for
No, you're good. But like Humble Beast, man, it's like be humble, but bro, you got to be hungry, and you got to reiterate what we've been saying, man. It's like staying true to yourself, being hungry, putting in that grind. It's all so important, especially while you're young, because like. everybody's working towards something.
Yeah.
I think everybody has this dilemma in their head. It's like, what do I do today? I wake up, right? Everybody's has a choice to make. Am I gonna fucking kill the day? Am I gonna kick some ass, or am I gonna take today, relax? Am I gonna do the minimum today and say I did good?
Look,
like
relaxing. What I've learned is if you like take an hour out for yourself away from everything, that's relaxing.
Yeah,
right?
6 hours on the couch on your phone. That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
but
and people think it's productive.
Yeah, no, it's not. But going back to like, you know, what you're doing here, it's like, it's fucking amazing. Because when I was 20, I appreciate it, bro. Swear to God, I'm telling you, when I was 20, I was getting hammered at UGA.
I really appreciate that.
Drink at that school. Like,
I had this conversation last night with some guys that we're gonna have on the podcast soon.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought. What'd you just say?
Yeah,
hammered when you're 20. What was the sentence though?
Like, I was getting hammered on my 20, and you're like, what you're doing now is like fucking amazing.
I appreciate that.
So you had a couple people that were supposed to come on the podcast. You were talking to them last night about how you really lost your fucking thought, didn't you?
Dude, bro. Dude, no. In either way, bro, I appreciate that. Oh no, I got it. So look. Bro, it's a silent grind, bro. It's like, it's that classic saying of like 10 years to look like an overnight success, bro. You put in this time, and it's like, you don't get noticed. So like when people do give you your flowers, or people can like see that you got something going on, or that you work really hard, it's what I was saying is I appreciate it, bro, because a lot of the times, and this goes for a lot of people that are super hungry, they work really hard, they don't get told enough, like, hey, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, you're on the right path, you know.
Pat on the back or whatever. But it's like, you
got to be able to do it with or without that though.
Yeah. But you have to be your own best friend, right?
Yeah.
But here's this. Like, if you look in the mirror or you're talking to yourself, when is always positive, if is always a negative, because you leave it out in the open, and never say that you suck. No. You never say that.
Well, people self-sabotage. And you know, I think
it's not worth it.
I think as a human and like society, bro, I think it's easy to do that. And like, I think everybody at some point catches himself doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, am I worthy of this? Am I worthy of that? But it's the ability to be like, okay, because you can have that thought. Like I said, as a human, I think it's only natural to be like, okay, have doubts, right?
Yeah.
But it's the ability to be like, you have a doubt, and then immediately be like, fuck that, bro. I know what I'm doing. I know who I am. Stick true to yourself, and then that's what separates you from other things.
One of the things to add on to that, where I learned my ability to do jewelry or get on a plane or do whatever I got to do, is any of y'all Kobe Bryant fans?
Oh, dude, yeah,
big Kobe Bryant fans. Okay,
R.I.P. to Kobe Bryant. But I just have to say this because I stay true to this all the time. LeBron is the greatest player ever.
This guy,
I love Kobe Bryant. I love Kobe Bryant, and it's nothing but so much respect. He is an amazing person. One of the most amazing people off the court, dude. He helped
LeBron?
so many people.
Yeah.
No, Kobe.
Oh, Kobe?
Yeah, but I'm just a LeBron fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Kobe,
for me is where I learned my lessons of like, from like Kobe and his aspect, because I watched all of his documentaries, all of the like the YouTube ones.
Yeah.
And I read his book, and
you read a lot?
Try
not to interrupt you, but I'm curious.
I mean, I try to. Like, I'm like 10 pages left with Cameron Haynes' book. And then I'm trying to get back into my Tim Grover book, Relentless, and then go on to winning his second book. But
Tim
Grover's Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant's trainer.
Okay.
So
I might dabble.
For Kobe Bryant, like, what I learned from him is like any game he played, like if you listen to his documentary, he learned the fundamentals. How I learned my fundamentals of jewelry. How you guys learned your fundamentals with podcasts. And then you go on to, okay, now how do you do certain moves, or how do I make certain moves? How Kobe made his certain moves by dribbling with his left hand, or shooting with his left hand, or being ambidextrous. You know, all the things that like Kobe struggles. I think one of the best documentaries to watch and like to learn that mindset is, it's on Amazon Prime, I think. It's called Muse by Kobe. Yeah. And then you just watch the YouTube ones, and you'll learn so much. Like, even for me, I learned so much because the struggle of being new to something for him was being in Italy, learning how to play basketball, learning a whole new language.
His story is crazy.
It's so fucking wild.
It's so
but like,
crazy.
If you look at a man who's like, see, here's here's where I think sometimes that people who are Kobe fans and like they read his stuff, but like there's a deeper meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Kobe's Black Mamba book is a blueprint of what the fuck he did. Yeah. It's all written. You just have to dissect it and like
look deeper.
Yeah, 4 hours of sleep for this guy. Like, I mean, it's not healthy.
Sacrifice.
It's not healthy. It's the sacrifice. But like, I'm sure he caught up on sleep whenever he did. But like, the blueprint. I think everybody should read his Black Mamba book because it's like it's not a lot of words. It's a lot of pictures and it's a lot of deeper meaning behind it. And I think everybody should watch The Last Dance.
Oh, dude!
Everybody should watch The Last Dance twice.
Can I add on to that, dude? Something that inspired me so much. And I'll never forget the way it made me feel, bro. Yeezus.
Who?
Yeezus, the documentary about Kanye.
Never watched it.
I recommend you go watch it. And it's one of those things. I think a lot of people that work really, really hard and these monumental characters that change lives, not only their own, but these people that are able to like influence so many people, right?
Yeah.
It's just them staying true, bro. Mm-hmm. It's them staying true because I think, and I repeat this, and I'm going to continue to repeat this. Mm-hmm. Majority of people know what they need to do. Mm-hmm. It's the fact that people don't stay consistent, people don't stay true to themselves, and they don't have the ability to make those hard decisions.
Yep.
If you can do those things, you are almost capable of doing anything. You just have to put in the work required.
Look, when I was in high school, people thought I was dumb. Because, I mean, I never tried, but like people thought I was dumb. I wasn't doing it. My parents told me I had a lot of potential and they kept pushing me for it. So they were my biggest supporters.
Yeah. That's amazing. By the way.
So, I mean, yes, I would get in trouble, but like they would be like, look, you need to focus on your shit and like get it done. And they would keep pushing me for school, keep pushing me to use my potential. And like when people back in high school, back in middle school or whatever, like people thought I was dumb. And so like now that I look back at it now, like with the perception of people who don't know me now and they see me now, they're like confused. It's like a whole question mark. It's funny to see that sometimes and it's pretty cool, but like,
well, Mr. B said it perfectly. What was that quote? He was like, you're crazy until you make it and then you're a genius.
There you go.
And it's like, it's one of those things, bro. And also a lot of people don't understand the work it takes here. Like it's every day you're struggling. It's a battle, bro.
Are y'all afraid of flights? Any of y'all?
No.
You guys aren't scared of turbulence? Okay, I'm a little puss.
Really?
I'm letting you know.
You had to, dude.
I had to overcome that fear.
Oh wow!
Like turbulence, I had to overcome that fear, and how I did it was because of that Southwest pilot that sat right next to me, and he was looking me dead in the eye, and the plane just had turbulence. And he was just not fearful at all. Yeah. Like this guy had a seatbelt on, and he was just turned towards me, but he was like latched in, and he was just talking to me, comfortable, and I'm freaking the fuck out the whole time. You know, that's the biggest fear I had to get over. Not many people know this, but I'm deathly afraid of flights.
So I think one thing about flights for me, or not for me in particular, just in general, dude, you're locked in that box, bro, regardless.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, man, if that shit goes down, bro, you ain't got no other option.
So before the 3 week break, I was on my last couple of flights. And the 3 flights that I had, each one was an emergency landing.
Really?
Each one was.
I know, dude, your nerves were crazy.
So this one was College Station. We were diverted because College Station Airport is 2 runways, one longer, one shorter.
College Station's here.
College Station's in Texas A&M.
Okay.
And so the airport was closed, so we diverted to Houston, which is 20 minutes. I think it was when we were going 20 minutes east, I think. And so the pilot turned to the right, and then he goes back and turns left. He goes, "Oh, College Station's open. We're gonna go ahead and land." And so as we're landing, a bird hit the engine. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Did it like blow up and start fire?
Well, we didn't notice anything in the inside. Yeah. And so like as soon as we landed, right? As soon as we landed and birds like we parked and we got out and like the pilot never said anything to anybody. Yeah. And I just went about my business and came back and that plane was still there. Right. And so that plane was supposed to already been gone with the first set of people trying to go back to, I think it was, I can't remember my connection, but whatever that first connection was, we were supposed to go back. And next thing you know, everybody was delayed. So all the seats were full, including like my seat was there.
Yeah.
And I had to get back on that same plane that got hit by a bird.
Yeah.
And I'm just freaking the fuck
anxiety
out
through
the
the
whole
roof.
time.
Yeah.
And plus it was a short runway. So usually a plane like gradually goes up. And so the pilot, the pilot literally went this way and just went up. And I'm like,
you're feeling all of that.
And I'm like freaking out. And that was like strike one for me. Yeah. And then the second strike was I was in St. Louis, Missouri. And I dropped off a piece for a Washington Commanders player.
Mm-hmm. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but what do you think about the Commanders, man? I don't like that.
The name. I don't watch much of like the NFL.
I'm speaking of the name change.
Oh, the name change. I think I don't know how to say this. I don't want to get in trouble, but
dude, if you get in trouble for saying anything like about a name change of a sports team, bro,
I think the Commander. I think it was time.
Time.
I think it was time. I think the way the world is going, as perspectives are changing and everything is going, I think the NFL had to make a conscious decision. Mm-hmm. And so I respect the business decision part of it.
Right.
I think the nostalgic part of it should have stayed, of like the history of the team.
Right.
And I think it still will stay.
Well, they're still this. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, they're still the same team.
They're still the same team. I think
just a rebrand.
Yeah, it's just a rebrand, in my opinion. But I think it was time to respect where respect was supposed to be given at that point. And so I think the name change was good.
Yeah, they made the right decision.
And they made the right decision. And I think they are trying to keep the heritage behind the old name there at the same time.
Right.
Where not disrespecting anybody.
Right. Just trying to make everybody happy.
Yeah, just trying to make everybody happy. I think they did it. I think they did it smoothly, and I think they did it immediately. And I think that it was the best decision based on how the world was changing.
Right.
I agree with that.
Adapt or perish by any means. That's I got it tattooed on my neck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, adapt or perish by any means, bro. You got to. I have one little plain story before we change the subject. So I was on, I can't remember if I was going to or from Chicago.
Yeah.
But we were in the terminal and I'm walking with my buddy Spencer. Love that kid to death. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sitting here talking to him like, oh, what if the plane crashes? But just talking shit, right? No, listen, dude. I said it right next to the pilot. And I just remember him turning around and looking at me like, you know, I'm the pilot, right? And I don't remember exactly what he said after that, but I just remember being like, oh. Like it was just so ironic because of course I had to say that right next to the guy that's flying the damn thing. You know?
I mean, my second emergency landing was leaving St. Louis and we couldn't land in Atlanta, and so we ran out of fuel and had to land in Augusta. Mm-hmm. So that was a 4-hour delay.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And then the plane that landed after us was a jumbo jet from Germany, and nobody could get into Atlanta for some odd reason. So that tarmac was ripped apart completely.
Yeah. So
they had to clear the tarmac, fuel up all the planes, and then
re-go.
I think I was up for close to 36 hours that day.
Dude, those are the days that make you though.
Those are the days
that make you.
Those are the days when I get back home, I'm like, put my phone in a drawer and I'm like done. I don't want to look at anything.
Yeah. No, what you mean.
At that point. And then the last one was we landed on a Spirit flight and some girl we had cops come in and like pick this girl up. I mean, it was just
a whole scene.
It's just so ratchet for no reason.
I love that he says that.
It was just so bad. Yeah. Like, don't curse in front of kids. Like, just don't do it. It doesn't make sense. And so like, that was like my key to like, I was done. I'm going to take a 3-week break. I don't want to look at anyone or
just
do
chill
anything.
out for a little bit. Yeah. Well, I want to ask you a few more questions before we wrap it up. Yeah. Is there anything that you'd like to say to maybe your fans specifically, or any young jewelers out there, you know, that are trying to start up, or whether it's not even start up, whether it's like, you know, they're a year in and they're maybe finding themselves at a stagnant point, you know, what is some words of encouragement and advice to the youngins? In
jewelry or in general?
Both.
Okay. So I'm just going to go in general because like.
They can, general can apply to jewelry.
Yeah. So look, I think it would be a minimalist, focus on what matters most right now, and keep trying everything. Yeah. Like keep whatever niche you're in, just keep going at it. Find another strategy to keep going. Honestly, becoming a minimalist for me was I was able to save a lot more money and not spend on materialistic objects.
Right.
So that's key. That's key number one. Key number two is just have relentless focus do not look left, do not look right. Just have horse blinders on and just keep fucking going forward. Yeah, just keep going forward, and then have earplugs on. Yeah. That's it. Unless if like that person has a strategy for you or like has a different strategy, listen, compile, mix it up in your own way and figure it out. Yeah. But 9 out of 10 times, keep your earplugs on, man. That's it.
Well, I think there's just so much out there. It's better just to stick with what you got going on.
Yeah.
Rather than take in too many things.
Yeah. And don't be afraid of like let's just say if you're trying to do something and like it's really hard and you can't do it and you've tried multiple times and like you're good at something else, follow that at something else. Yeah. Right? Just don't be afraid to change things. Like I went into jewelry and then I went into real estate and I had no experience in real estate at all.
And in between that, man, you got a whole college degree. You had a whole college degree, realized it wasn't for you. Mm-mm. And now you're here, man.
And I'm not saying college isn't worth it. I'm saying
it wasn't for you.
College for me wasn't for me. I think we do need doctors and lawyers and
everybody's got a role.
Everybody has a role in this world. Find your role. And if it's college is not for you, great. But if you don't go to college, you need to know that life will be harder and you need to fucking focus more. Yeah. And you need to keep grinding it out. Yeah. And regardless of what anybody says, keep fucking going. That's it. Let it rip.
Let it rip.
Let it rip, guys.
I have one more question and then we'll wrap it up.
Let's do it.
It always ends up being like this. There's so many more things I want to talk about. Sure. There's just not enough time in the day to,
You got my personal number now, so just ask me, man.
But is there anything else about your business specifically that you want to get out there that you want to say anything about? Because like I said, I feel like we talked about it, but there's always more to talk about, especially because, it's what you have going on. Is there anything specific you want to say about that?
Look, my business is, thank God, blessed to all my clients and people like you guys, spreading the word and all that stuff. And, for my business is like, I'm going to be 100% authentic. I'm going to be 100% educating every single client. That's my main goal. Education is key, right? It doesn't mean you have to like college or whatnot. Like education in that specific niche is key due to the fact that there's a lot of information out there. Not a lot of people know the answers to it. But for me, I don't want my clients going broke. And I want to teach them a way to like, yes, you can be iced. There is other ways you can do it. Yeah. Stop following the Joneses and, just remember that whatever you do and whatever you pick or whatever combination of metals and stones you pick, right? It is only for you and for your happiness. Yeah. Don't give a fuck about anybody else. It does not matter. Nobody's opinion should not matter, like ever. And that's one of the things that I'm going to tell you. If you're spending too much, I'm going to tell you straight to your face, I'm not making your order. Like you're done. You need to save your money. You need to wait. You need to do your thing.
That's very respectful, man. A lot of people wouldn't do that because that hurts their pockets.
But I don't care about.
But you look out.
Money. Yeah,
you look out.
Yeah, man. I got to do what I got to do.
Yes, sir. Well, an hour and 14 minutes. Again, we really appreciate
Before we end it.
Yeah.
I got you guys some alcohol. So have at it. Some whiskey.
Thank you, bro.
What kind is that? We don't know shit about.
Talisker.
Bro, I don't even
Single malt Scotch whiskey.
I found it. I picked it up. And I'm not going to come empty handed. I didn't know if you guys.